In a high-stakes million-dollar poker game, this recreational player, Steve, literally told his opponents like Tom Dwan what he had during his hands.
You have Jack-Deuce. Yeah.
Will the pros believe him or not, and can they make it through his many other goofy antics? Steve gets the party started by raising to $9,000 with Robbie's retarded cousin Jack-Deuce off. Very aggressive, but maybe not for this game, as Texas Mike calls from the small blind with 8-5 off, and Hook calls with 5 deuce. Action gets over to poker legend Tom Dwan on the button, who's the only one with a real hand, Ace King, the perfect spot to squeeze. So Tom just calls? Okay, Steve starts his speech play skills off with this.
No ace, please.
And the flop comes Queen Jack 7. When action checks to him, he bets 18k into 39k.
18.
18.
You got it.
What's that?
Oh. All right, let's just run it out, but we'll see.
Bink?
Just Tom calls with the 2 overs and a gut shot to the nuts. After some more interesting words from Steve, the turn is the Jack of Hearts, giving him trips.
38.
38?
Yeah.
This time you're going to need to put a few more in there, buddy.
Call 38.
Snapping it. I'm in trouble.
And Tom is still a non-believer. The river is a problem for him. The ace of clubs.
What can you have here?
Oh no, don't do that. The min bet
This
might
one's
not
just
get
one,
raised.
not 38, right?
Are you calling 38? I bet 38. Too late?
I'm not sure if Durr's gonna raise this.
Do you want me to just tell you what I have? Make it easier for you?
You're free to tell me what you have. Anytime.
I have Jack-Deuce again.
You have Jack-Deuce.
Yeah. Is that good here?
Not bad.
Steve hilariously goes with a signature move of his, betting $1,000 or just one big blind into a pot of $150,000. And Tom Dwan, remember a seasoned veteran who has played countless hours of live poker, is perplexed. Does he raise or just call?
You notice Tom grabs the chips, hits him with the raise, snaps, tells him Jack-Deuce, and he did have Jack-Deuce. He was telling you the truth, Durr.
What just happened?
He told you what he had. I don't know.
No, this ain't real. This literally is not real.
What just happened?
Wow.
Nice hand.
It really just looked like Steve had a queen and didn't know what to do. 100% Tom has to raise here versus a check, or what is the equivalent, a 1k bet. Tom truly cannot believe Steve actually had Jack-Deuce as he stares off into the sky wondering where it all went wrong and how he ended up next to Steve.
I thought you could have a lot of hands.
But not that one?
But I didn't think you had Jack-Deuce after you said you had Jack-Deuce. That one wasn't, you know...
In the range?
Yeah, I was like, maybe you got a full house, or maybe you got a cheeseburger.
Huh?
Apparently, Steve never watched Daniel Negreanu's masterclass.
You need to understand that everything you do at the poker table conveys information.
Because he is far from finished. This guy Thomas that thinks we are still in COVID times limps from the big blind with 10-6 off. Okay, never mind. Maybe I instantly forgive him with how he plays. Steve just calls with a monster pocket 9s in the under the gun straddle, and Keating checks his option with Jack-8 off. The flop is King 10-4. Action checks around, but per usual, Steve says some very interesting things.
Pair of 10s for Thomas.
Raised pre-flop. I gotta look at my hand a little more closely. Oh, never mind. Think the turn. I'm good. Phew. Yikes. Thank God. Thank you.
After casually pretty much revealing his hand, Steve just min-raises Thomas.
I don't know what's going on. I said I binked a turn. I binked it.
I don't think any of us do.
Keating does have a gut shot, but he is probably so concerned with what Steve just said, he ends up just folding. While Thomas calls.
Oh, wow.
The 6 of spades rolls off on the river, and Steve announces his bet like it's a guaranteed call, which in this case it totally is, as Thomas ends up with 2 pair.
35.
Thomas makes 2 pair, by the way, but Steve, true to his word, did bink it. Wasn't lying. 9-ball corner pocket.
Nice hand. Thank you.
Man, could Steve have been any more obvious in this hand? The whole speech with "binked the turn, I'm good," just amazing.
I gotta look at my hand a little more closely. Oh, never mind. Think the turn. I'm good. Phew. Yikes. Thank God. Thank you.
All right, this man must be stopped. And who better than this yoked motherfucker, Charles Hook? Steve raises under the gun 1 for 7K with, you guessed it, Jack-Deuce. This time suited though, so we'll give him that. And you know, he goes a casual 7X size because why not? This is Steve. He's not like us. Texas Mike with Queen 8 suited calls, and Hook 3-bets to 21K with Ace 9 suited. If Steve opens this hand, do we really think he's folding? Hell no. Funny enough, he openly admits he was just fucking around, but he still makes a call. So does Texas Mike, and we go 3 ways.
I was just fucking around, but all right, let's do it.
Steve's willing to gamble, dominated in spades.
I like his speeches.
Yeah.
Did you like that normally? Too?
All the time. All the time.
The flop comes 8-7-6. Steve out of position and with total air decides to donk lead this flop for 48K. I mean, just amazing. Texas Mike could call here, but being stuck in between Steve and Hook, he wisely folds his top pair. Hook, however, has a nice hand being open-ended and in position. He makes a call.
I haven't made a fucking hand yet. Oh, thank God.
Comes with the min bet.
Oh.
The turn is a 7 of clubs, and Steve bets $1,000 into over $160,000. Yep. When facing this action, not that you probably will ever, this is basically equivalent to a check, but in this spot, it probably might even be weaker, to be honest. Hook just calls. The river is the ace of diamonds. With 165K in the pot, Steve bets 119K, and now he starts to talk, which for many people is a sign of strength, but for Steve, it could just be about anything.
I think he's snapping all bets here for sure. The way this hand is played, Hook at extreme top.
I don't know what read you're trying to get on me.
I think he wants to know if you have a good hand or a bad hand.
I have a cramp in my finger for sure.
So to recap this hand, it went raise, call, 3-bet squeeze from Hook, and he gets it done.
I was bluffing. Jack-2 of spades.
Oh, and he shows him.
It would qualify as a bad hand, I'm pretty sure. I think he had that beat.
I had that beat. I'm not sure.
Ooh, the stretch. The doom zoom. Bad fold, Mr. Hook.
Wow. Hook rivers one of the best possible cards for him, yet he still ends up folding.
I wanted to know if he had a good hand or if he had fucking
Eye roll.
spades.
At least you stayed like an hour.
Steve did look strong by the river, but man, I think you just have to pay there. After Steve shows the bluff, Hook is now on max tilt and understandably has to leave the table to cool down. Meanwhile, HCL sees this as a terrific time to interview him.
I don't like coming out here getting bluffed, too. I just got bluffed in an annoying hand, so that doesn't help.
It's like in the UFC. Who do you interview first, the winner or the loser? Ding, 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 the winner. I know the two sports are different, but man, I mean, give the guy some time to cool down, right? Clearly, Steve cannot be defeated, so we might as well loop back around to his first victim, Tom Dwan. Steve talks about driving the action while everyone limps, and Tom 3-bets his queen jack suited to 10K from the small blind.
Good run. Both look.
You said you're gonna run one time.
I'm gonna
I thought you
run
said
it once.
I'm gonna win one time.
I'm only gonna run it once.
Steve calls on the button with the slightly stronger King Jack, which will be a key point in this hand as the flop comes Jack 9-8 2 hearts.
And unfortunately for Durr, pipped again.
19.
Comes with the big bet size, 19 into 25.
Continuation bet or chop it up.
Tom is loving life with top pair and a gut shot to a straight. Unbeknownst to him, Steve with the slightly better kicker. He bets 19K into 25K. Steve, on the other hand, already looks sick, but does make the call.
Oh no, complete brick. Also double flush draws the board. Durr might feel like he needs to protect his hand. Steve comes with the sit back cross arms again. Last time he did this, he had a huge one.
That's too much.
Oh no. Durr has that look.
Let me drive for a little bit. No?
Comes with,
I really want to double you up.
comes with turn over bet.
Tom overbets 73K into 63K. Pretty interesting spot. Steve is left with a choice of essentially going with his hand or not. I get it from his perspective. Tom's line is super strong. It's a 3-bet pot. It looks like it could be queens, kings, aces, or some combo draw with a lot of outs. Weird spot for a bit of a weird but lovable guy that is Steve.
Steve feeling a little uncomfortable facing that big bet size.
What do you have right now? You have a good hand? We don't know.
89.5.
But we know you have 89.5. But we don't know what your hand is. Fuck, I should play good. I don't want to go broke here. I don't really want to make you healthy. This is the worst play ever. I fold. Mike can fold queens, so can I.
Durr probably thinks he had the best
I'll
hand.
give you a tip.
Basically folded queens, but not quite queens. Pretty much queens.
Queens were good, so I don't think it was pretty much queens.
Durr thought he was value betting. Meanwhile, he got a better hand to fold.
Steve's uniqueness with table talk and nonchalant attitude was certainly something I loved, making him a great addition to any lineup. I mean, here he is needling Doug Polk, which he does countless other times as well.
It's $5,000 trial, right?
Doug picking up the chokers in the cutoff seat.
It wasn't a smaller
Is that
number.
4 to post or whatever?
I think because I'm straddling it. Your hand's that big, you gotta pretend not to understand the straddle. I love it. I do it all the time.
As well as making funny and sarcastic remarks all night, like here with Tom Dwan.
You said your boyfriend woke you?
Ex-wife.
Same thing.
Besides the speech play, he certainly played very crazy pre-flop and, for the most part, tightened up post-flop, which players began to get accustomed to, like in this hand where Alan Keating was able to fold an overpair on the flop versus Steve's 3-bet with a set, and like this hand where Steve 5-bets kings and Keating and Tom Dwan were both successfully able to get away from queens. And to top it all off, Steve really showed he is a man of the people as he did a giveaway for $500 for 3 fans. How can you not love the guy? Overall, he finished the 3 days he played up for nearly $1 million, so congrats to Steve.
I played that hand poorly and still won, so instead of being proud of playing it well, now I'm ashamed I played it poorly, so